everybody, welcome back to another one of my budgeting videos. This is going to be my weekly catch-up or review of my digital cash envelopes. I've forgotten what I call this video, but yeah, it's just like a weekly recap of my digital cash envelopes, bringing you up to speed on where everything is sitting with them and sort of showing the damage I have put them through. So I had some unexpected expenses happen this past week that, I'm trying to figure out how to fix. Let's go through things and I will show you where we're at and explain what's going on and what my hopeful fix is. I don't know. So when we left off, it was this balance line up here. I had accounted for all my expenses November 30th and then put in the line of my contribution into the digital cash envelopes, which if you're new, all my digital cash envelope money is stored on a prepaid MasterCard, and then I make all my variable purchases, like my variable spending purchases, using that prepaid MasterCard. So I can't go over the money that I have set aside for these categories because the card only holds the amount that I transfer over into them. The exception being this column here, that Striker's column. He's my cat. He has digital money sitting in my debit account, which is my regular bank account, and he has actual cash in an envelope. So his is separately stored from all of these so that I don't accidentally spend from it. So we're just going to ignore this column. So after I put in the money on the 30th of November and got the balances, on December the 5th, I had a very large purchase of $53.18. So I had tickets purchased using points, so I didn't actually pay money for them, to a show on Thursday. And I was going to Langley and I was going to meet up with a friend to go to this show. And I thought my only expense, if I chose, would be to buy a drink when I was at the theater. So, overpriced drink, yes, but it wouldn't be too damaging to the budget. And I had the money to be able to cover for it. Now, I had enough time when I finished work to be able to eat dinner at home, get ready, and I was going to go super early to beat traffic and then just find a coffee shop somewhere and sit and read. And so I was sort of so prepared for that evening. I was so sure it was going to be fine. And then my friend's husband decided that he needed the car and wouldn't give her a ride to the theater. Real champ there. So she messaged me and asked if I wouldn't mind picking her up. And I mean, of course I will pick her up. Now, she lives in Langley, so she's on the other side of the traffic. So we had to kind of re-figure out like what time to pick her up because we had different end times to the workday and things like that. So I left my place, got stuck in some really bad traffic, and picked her up, and she suggested that we go for dinner. And I couldn't bring myself to say no. I know that I'm going to have to figure out how to say no to things when it doesn't fit into my budget. And I used to do it before, but I just wasn't comfortable saying it this time because she's somebody that I see maybe once every like 5 or 6 months, and it just, I don't know, I just wasn't comfortable saying it. So I said yes, and we went for dinner at the old spaghetti factory, which was near the theater. And it wouldn't have been that bad, except I didn't notice when I was putting through my payment for my meal that the waiter had put both of our meals onto one bill. I think I have the receipt over beside me somewhere. Not like it really matters, but so he put like the entirety of the bill, like of both of our bills, onto the one thing. So I got the fettuccine alfredo and the Diet Coke, and she got spaghetti with a spicy meat sauce and a pineapple juice. So almost the same prices. Like my food was a little bit more than hers. Well, actually exactly the same because her drink was $1 more than mine drink and my meal was $1 more than her meal. So yeah, but I didn't even clue in. Like, I just assumed that he split it. And so then I went and paid, and then all of a sudden he starts to walk away, and we're like, wait, she needs to pay. And he's all, oh, I didn't split it. And we were in a rush at this point to get to the theater on time. So she e-transferred me $28 to go towards her half of the bill. And we just, fine. And I was fine with that because I'm like, that's fine. I'll take the money she e-transferred and I'll put it onto this card, like the prepaid MasterCard. It'll go back into the fun account. Everything will balance. It will be fine. Now, when I was out, though, I also purchased gas. I had to get gas when I was in Langley because I made the executive decision to start the drive to Langley, even though I knew there would be very bad traffic with very little gas in my SUV. So I was not going to be able to get home if I didn't get gas, which is fine because I have a transportation fund for gas. So I had, coming off of the digital cash envelope card, $53.18 for the meal at Old Spaghetti Factory. And then, I don't know why I put it on the wrong line. The gas purchase, $73.91. supposed to be there. And so that came out of transportation. But for some reason, this card would not tap at the gas station pump. For some reason, like sometimes it won't tap. I don't understand why, and then other times it does. I didn't feel like going in and dealing with it, so I just paid using my Visa credit card. And again, I was like, it's fine, because then I'm just going to move the money from here onto the Visa to pay it, because I have the money to pay it. It was just I was using a different card. So I was like, it's all going to balance out. Everything will be fine. I'm not worried about it at all. However, I thought I had a brilliant plan, and now I'm just kicking myself. The $28 that my friend transferred me that went into my bank account for her half of the meal, I was like, if I put it onto the Visa to go towards the gas purchase that I put onto the Visa, I need to transfer less money out of the prepaid card into my checking account to then pay onto the Visa card. So in my head, it made sense. So the $28 that my friend transferred me that was supposed to go back into my fun category has gone onto the Visa, which means $28 from my transportation column is moving into the fun column, because now how much I have to pay for gas directly out of the transportation column has decreased to $44.30, which is the amount that I'm going to transfer out of this column and over to put as a payment on my Visa card. Does that make sense? Like, I think it makes sense. I've managed to confuse myself with it. I had to write it down on another piece of paper with like a flow chart to try to like track it all. And I'm trying to figure out the tidiest way to write it in this book so that for future me, I understand what in the world I'm getting at. So I think I'm going to try to enter it into the columns, and then I'm going to end up putting a sticky note to the side or something, just with like a slightly more fulfilled or like hashed out explanation. So $28 from my friend got put onto the Visa to go towards the gas purchase, which means we're doing plus 28 from transportation. So now this one is negative $4.76. And then 72.30 minus 28 is going to give me $44.30 total. No. Is that right? That's not right. No. See, this is why I'm getting myself all messed up. Okay. So I suppose I should figure this out before I start recording so that I look like I have it more together, but this is where we're at. So $73.91 is what I am saying has come out of the transportation column to go towards gas, because that's how much I paid for gas. But it actually was $73.91 charged to the Visa card. So I was going to pull $73.91 out to put onto the Visa. But $73.91 minus the 28 leaves me with $45.91. So I need to put $45.91 out of this account onto the Visa to go towards the remaining amount of the gas charge that I put onto the Visa. Oh my goodness, my head hurts, and I'm the one figuring this out. Okay, so transpo, $28 to fun. No, see, that's not even going to make sense. Okay. Also, I can't find my other sticky notes, so I'm stuck with my Slytherin ones. I have other ones, larger ones, the ones that would make more sense for the complexity of the note I need to write. Cannot find them anywhere. And I really like my Slytherin ones, but like, I'm running thin on them, and once they're gone, they're gone. So, okay, so let's go. How am I even going to do this? What was that? That was December 5th. Okay. So December 5th, Sharon and I OSF meal to Wealthsimple. Okay, so I put Sharon and I OSF meal to Wealthsimple, so that's there. Sharon transferred $28 to the checking. I put it on Visa to go towards gas purchase of $73.91. $73.91 minus 28 equals $45.91. $45.91 from Wealthsimple, which is the prepaid MasterCard, to Visa to pay remainder of gas charge. Okay, so so I'm just gonna have to put through that transfer once I'm done here, but of course I do that using my phone, which is also currently recording. So that is a note to explain that. Oh my goodness. Does that make sense? Are you guys looking at this and screaming in frustration because I've done it wrong? Because I think I've done it right. I think. Oh my goodness. I also had a mistake with purchasing, but it's not going to show up in here. I was going to an event on Saturday night with a friend. I thought that it was prepaid, and it was to a point. We were going to this painting ceramic thing, and so it's like $7.50, and we paid for our spot in advance, and then you go and you paint a ceramic thing, and then they put it in the kiln, and then you pick it up however many days later, and you have this pretty thing that you've done. What they did not tell you on any of the advertisement is that when you get there, you have to pay for the ceramic piece. Now, I suppose some of you are probably like, well, duh, but I've never done anything like this before. I had no idea. So we get there, and all of a sudden we have to pick ceramic pieces and then pay for them in order to do all the painting. I picked the cheapest one, and the cheapest one was, and please brace yourself for this, $55 for a statue of a Christmas tree. And I didn't even finish. Like, it just, oh. So now I'm going to have to take my half-finished tree back, pay $7.50 for studio time so that I can sit there and finish painting it and give it to them to put into the kiln so I can go and then pick it up and have a decorated or a painted thing that I did. And of course I'm going to go back and spend another $7.50 to finish it because I have a half-finished tree and no ability to finish it on my own. So I had these two things, the thing on Thursday with Sharon, and then the painting thing on Saturday with my other friend, that I was all proud of myself because I had activities planned that were either paid for with points or prepaid and weren't very expensive, and they were budget-friendly activities, and yay for fun, and both got derailed a little bit. Yep. Oh, miscellaneous is going to cover that $4.76. Just because I want to get it into get it to a negative. So $4. So zero balance. There we go. So my miscellaneous is at $29.55. Fun is at $0. Physio is $15.75 because I did have one appointment. Transportation is at $72.30 because I filled up for gas with that whole debacle. Groceries, so my balance in the account was $84.80. I went to Superstore and I spent $56.23, leaving me with $28.57. And then I also, when I put up the grocery haul from that one, you'll see I was doing a larger shopping trip than normal at a couple of different stores. So I also used a portion of the $100 gift card that I was given for my birthday. I used $27.36 of it at Safeway. So now I have remaining in the actual funds $28.57, and on the gift card $72.64. And Striker's money is doing just fine. So that is an update, hopefully a kind of weekly-ish update on my digital cash envelopes. I make them more confusing than I think they need to be. And I don't mean to. It's just kind of how they end up. But it did balance, and I did make everything work in the end. I'm going to have to, when I have payday, the charge from the ceramic place that I put onto the Visa is going to have to come out of like my budget when I'm doing my budget, because it was completely out of nowhere, not expected. I had no plan for it, so there's nothing in here to really pay for it, and I'm just gonna have to figure it out. We will figure that out together on payday, which is this coming Friday, so 5 days away before I get paid, and it seems so far away right now. So thank you so very much for sitting through this chaotic little thing with me while I showed you the update and then freaked out about the transportation column and then fixed it. So in real time. You can see my emotion just roller coaster around. I do really appreciate you being here and watching the video though. Thank you so very much. I hope your budgeting is going really well, and whatever cash flow budgeting that you're doing, whether it's digital or actual cash or something else altogether, I hope it's really working for you. Especially in December, it's a very expensive month for many people, and hopefully your budget is sticking with you and it's really helping you get through, because I am leaning heavily on my budget right now to survive this month. And if I don't make more mistakes like I did with like the thinking I have an outing that isn't going to cost too much and then it ends up costing a lot of money, I think I'll be okay. I say that, I've probably jinxed it, but I'm crossing fingers over here that I'll be okay. Anyways, I always ramble at the end of these. I'm really sorry. One of these days I'll get better at not doing that. Thank you again for sticking around. I hope everything is going really well for all of you with your budgets. Stay safe out there and warm. It's getting chilly now. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.